There's an invisible rhythm to everything around us. You can't see it, but you can feel it. In the way people enter a room and change the mood without saying a word. In how some days feel heavier than others for no clear reason. In how you suddenly think of someone and they call you moments later. We call it coincidence, intuition, or gut feeling. But beneath it all lies something deeper. The play of energy. Quantum physics, at its core, isn't just about particles and equations. It's about the realization that everything, absolutely everything, is energy vibrating at different frequencies. The chair you sit on, the air you breathe, the thoughts in your mind. All made of the same invisible essence moving in different ways. For centuries, people believed the world was made of solid matter. But when scientists peered closer, down to the smallest scales, they found something shocking. Matter wasn't really solid at all. Atoms, once thought to be tiny balls of substance, were mostly empty space. And what filled that space wasn't stillness, but movement, vibration, and potential. That means everything we see is not a collection of fixed objects, but a dance of invisible forces, constantly interacting, constantly creating. The universe isn't still, it's humming. And whether we realize it or not, we're humming with it too. But here's where it gets fascinating. In the quantum world, observation itself changes reality. When scientists conducted the famous double-slit experiment, they discovered that particles behaved differently when they were being observed. That means reality doesn't exist independently. It responds to awareness. This isn't just science, it's a mirror of how life works. What we focus on grows stronger. What we believe in starts to appear more often. What we give energy to, we attract. Think about your own life. You've probably noticed that when you focus on problems, more problems seem to show up. When you focus on gratitude, suddenly you start noticing beauty everywhere. That's not magic, that's frequency. You're tuning your mind to a certain energetic wavelength, and the world around you begins to match it. Just like a radio picks up a specific station when you turn the dial, your energy picks up experiences that resonate with your inner state. Quantum physics gives this understanding a deeper meaning. It tells us that there isn't really a line between you and the world. You're not separate from it. You're part of a connected web of vibration. Every thought you think sends a ripple through that web, influencing not just your life but the entire field of existence around you. That's why your mood affects people near you, why kindness spreads like warmth, and why negativity pulls everyone down. We're not just living in the world. We're constantly shaping it with our energy. When you begin to see life this way, everything changes. You stop feeling like a victim of random events and start realizing that you're a participant in creation. You begin to notice how your emotions are signals, not inconveniences. They tell you when your energy is aligned and when it's not. Fear, guilt, and anger pull your frequency lower, making you feel heavy. Joy, peace, and love raise it, making you feel light and open. This is why some people walk into a room and instantly lift it. Their energy is high, steady, and magnetic. They're not lucky, they're aligned. But being aligned doesn't mean being perfect. It means being aware. When you notice your energy drifting, when you feel anxious or stuck, that's the universe whispering, "You've lost the rhythm." The moment you notice, you can adjust, with a deep breath, with gratitude, with intention. Every time you shift your focus toward something peaceful, your vibration changes, and the field around you begins to respond. That's how small choices ripple into big transformations. Energy also connects us in ways we can't measure but can deeply sense. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with someone negative, or uplifted after being with someone calm and kind? That's energy exchange. Unseen but powerful. Our frequencies interact constantly, blending, balancing, and sometimes clashing. Understanding this helps you take responsibility for the energy you bring into spaces. You start protecting your peace, not out of selfishness, but because your energy is your contribution to the collective vibration of the world. In the modern world, where everything moves fast and distraction is constant, we often lose touch with this invisible reality. We live mostly in our minds, disconnected from the pulse of life itself. But every moment of stillness, a quiet morning, a walk in nature, a genuine conversation, reminds us that energy is always flowing, waiting for us to tune in again. When you learn to listen to that flow, You start noticing how perfectly everything connects. The right people show up at the right time. Ideas appear when you need them most. Life begins to feel less like chaos and more like a conversation between you and the universe. Quantum physics doesn't just describe the world. It reveals how alive it truly is. The energies around you are not random. They respond to your awareness, your emotion, your presence. The more consciously you live, the clearer your connection becomes. You start realizing that you're not just moving through energy, you are energy. And once you truly understand that, life stops feeling like something happening to you and starts feeling like something happening through you. Everything you see around you was once just a thought in someone's mind. The phone you use, the house you live in, the job you do. All of it started as an idea, an invisible spark that later turned into something real. That's not philosophy. That's energy in action. Thoughts are not just things that happen inside your head. They are vibrations that move through the field around you. Every thought carries frequency, and that frequency interacts with the world in ways science is only beginning to understand. This is where the quantum field comes in, a limitless ocean of possibilities, responding to the frequencies we send out through our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Quantum physics tells us that the world is not fixed but fluid, a field of potential waiting to be shaped by observation and intention. Every moment, reality is being created and recreated, depending on what we focus on. Imagine the universe as a mirror that reflects not just what you see, but who you are inside. If your thoughts are fearful, you attract situations that confirm that fear. If your thoughts are full of gratitude, life seems to open up in ways that make you even more grateful. The field doesn't judge. It simply reflects. That's why awareness matters more than anything, because your awareness is the bridge between thought and reality. Most people move through life on autopilot, thinking tens of thousands of thoughts every day, most of them the same as yesterday. Each one sends out a signal, and that signal calls back matching experiences. We end up living in loops not because life is repetitive, but because our vibration is. It's not fate, it's frequency. When you start changing your thoughts, you don't just change your mindset. You begin changing the energy that shapes the events of your life. That's why people who practice mindfulness or gratitude often say that life feels lighter, easier, and more aligned. They've shifted their energetic language. Think of your thoughts like seeds planted in the soil of the quantum field. The stronger the emotion behind the thought, the faster it grows. That's why wishes made in passing often fade away, but intentions charged with belief and emotion tend to manifest. Emotion acts like water and sunlight for those energetic seeds. When you think with feeling, when you visualize with trust, the field responds. You can't always see it immediately, but the shift begins the moment your inner vibration changes. The most amazing thing is that science has started to observe these patterns. Experiments have shown that human intention can influence random events, that people's emotional states can affect the behavior of particles. Even plants and water have been shown to respond to positive or negative energy. It sounds unbelievable until you realize that everything, including you, is made of the same vibrating energy. You're not separate from the field. You are part of it, influencing it constantly with your awareness. But here's the challenge. The universe doesn't respond to the words you say. It responds to the frequency you hold. You can say, "I'm happy," while feeling empty inside, and the field will read emptiness, not happiness. You can affirm abundance while believing in scarcity, and the field will mirror scarcity. That's why true manifestation isn't about pretending or forcing thoughts. It's about aligning your emotion with your intention until they vibrate as one. When thought and feeling agree, creation becomes effortless. Every time you dwell on doubt, you send a wave that distorts your signal. Every time you trust, you strengthen it. That's the real reason faith, in yourself, in life, in the unseen, changes outcomes. Faith is not blind. It's energetic alignment. It says, "I believe before I see." And by doing so, it tunes your vibration to a version of reality where what you desire already exists. The quantum field doesn't create from lack. It creates from presence. You can't reach abundance by focusing on not having enough. You reach it by feeling abundant before it arrives. In daily life, this means becoming aware of what you're thinking, not in a controlling way but in a conscious one. Notice what kind of energy your thoughts carry. Are they peaceful or anxious? Expansive or fearful? Every time you shift one thought from fear to trust, from judgment to compassion, from lack to gratitude, you change the signal you're sending into the field. The world outside starts rearranging itself in response, not instantly, but gradually, like a reflection catching up to your movement. It's not about positive thinking for the sake of it. It's about energetic responsibility. Your thoughts are part of the creative machinery of the universe. You are both observer and participant in a reality that listens to your inner frequency. The moment you understand this, life stops feeling random. The people you meet, the chances that appear, even the setbacks, they all make sense as mirrors of your own energy, inviting you to adjust your signal and grow. Every great creator, inventor, or visionary has touched this truth. They imagined things that didn't exist yet and believed in them so deeply that the world had no choice but to catch up. The same principle applies in your personal life. You don't have to change the whole world. You just have to change the frequency you broadcast into it. Once your thoughts align with your energy, the field starts moving in your favor, quietly, invisibly, but undeniably. So tonight, before you sleep, take a moment to notice what you've been thinking all day. Not to judge, but to understand what kind of energy you've been sending out. Because the reality you wake up to tomorrow will be built from the vibration you hold today. Your thoughts are not just passing clouds. They are the architecture of your universe. And once you realize that, you'll understand that you've been shaping reality all along, not by force but by frequency. There are moments in life when a single emotion changes everything. You've felt it, that surge of joy when good news arrives, the heaviness that fills a room after an argument, the calm that settles in your chest when you forgive someone. None of these moments are visible, yet they shape reality more powerfully than most physical things ever could. Emotions are energy in motion, quite literally. They are waves of vibration that ripple through your body, your surroundings, and even the space between people. Quantum physics shows that energy is never still, and emotions are one of the most dynamic forms of that movement. Every emotion carries a frequency. Love, gratitude, and compassion vibrate at higher, lighter levels, while fear, anger, and guilt vibrate at slower, denser ones. It's not about good or bad. It's about how open or closed your energy is. When you're joyful, your energy expands, allowing life to flow freely. When you're afraid, your energy contracts, blocking that flow. The entire universe responds to those subtle shifts, because everything, from your heartbeat to the movement of galaxies, is connected through energetic resonance. The frequency you hold inside shapes the frequency you experience outside. When you walk into a room full of people, you can feel the energy before anyone speaks. If the atmosphere is tense, your body reacts immediately. Your breathing changes, your heartbeat quickens, your mind becomes alert. That's because emotions are contagious. They spread through the invisible field that connects us all. This is why kindness, laughter, or calmness can shift the mood of an entire group. Your vibration synchronizes others without you even trying. We often underestimate how powerful that is. You don't have to say much to change energy. You just have to be aligned with it. The science behind it is astonishing. Your heart produces an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. When you feel strong emotions, that field becomes stronger and more coherent. Studies have shown that when groups of people focus on positive emotions together, peace, love, unity, measurable changes occur in their surroundings, even in things like random systems or local weather patterns. That's not mysticism. That's quantum coherence. Energy aligns with energy, and harmony multiplies itself. Think about how emotions guide your daily life. When you wake up stressed, even small inconveniences seem bigger. Traffic feels worse, conversations feel heavier, and time moves slower. But when you wake up in a grateful state, the same day unfolds differently. You notice good things, the sunlight, a smile, the small victories. Nothing outside has changed. Only your frequency has. Your inner energy determines how you interpret the outer world, and that interpretation becomes your experience of reality. This is why healing isn't just physical, it's energetic. When you suppress emotion, you store that energy inside, and it becomes dense, stagnant. Over time, that heaviness shows up in the body, mind, or relationships. Releasing emotion isn't weakness. It's clearing energy so your vibration can rise again. Crying, laughing, meditating, dancing. All of these are ways your system resets itself. The moment emotion moves, energy heals. The most transformative emotions are the ones we often overlook. Gratitude and love. Gratitude isn't just being thankful. It's recognizing the flow of energy that already exists in your life. When you focus on gratitude, your frequency rises instantly because you're tuning into abundance instead of lack. Love, on the other hand, is the highest vibration there is. It dissolves resistance, fear, and separation. That's why love feels expansive. It opens the channel between you and the universe. When you act, think, or create from love, your energy aligns perfectly with the creative force of existence itself. But what about negative emotions? They're part of the equation too. Fear, sadness, anger, they aren't mistakes, they're signals. They show where energy isn't flowing freely. Ignoring or judging them only traps them deeper. The key is awareness. To feel without drowning, to observe without reacting. When you allow an emotion to exist fully without resistance, it begins to transform. That transformation is the moment your vibration changes. The same energy that once hurt you becomes the energy that frees you. In the bigger picture, the entire world is a dance of emotional frequencies. You can see it in nature. Storms, seasons, and calm oceans all represent energetic cycles. Humanity is no different. Collective emotions shape our societies. Fear spreads like shadow. Compassion spreads like light. Every time one person raises their vibration, it contributes to a global energetic balance, even if it's in ways we can't measure yet. That's why personal healing matters. It's never just personal. Every peaceful thought adds harmony to the field we all share. Imagine for a moment if more people became conscious of this. If workplaces, schools, and homes began to value energy as much as information. If we learn to manage emotions not by suppressing them but by transforming them, the world would begin to shift not through force, but through frequency. That's how real change begins. From the invisible, from the inside. So the next time you feel emotion rise in you, pause and listen. Ask yourself what frequency you're tuning to. Are you expanding or contracting? Are you feeding heaviness or light? Every choice, every reaction, every breath sends ripples into the field around you. The more you tune your emotions toward peace, the more the universe harmonizes with you. And one day you'll notice that the world feels softer, kinder, and more connected. Not because it changed first, but because your energy did. Because emotions are not random. They are the language of the universe speaking through you. And when you learn to listen to them, you begin to understand that you are not just living in energy. You are the energy that creates. Everything in life is a constant exchange of energy. From the way we speak to the way we think, every moment we are sending and receiving invisible vibrations that shape our experiences. You've probably noticed it without even realizing. Some people instantly lift your mood, while others quietly drain it. Some places feel alive and peaceful, while others feel heavy the moment you step in. None of this happens by accident. It's the law of resonance at work. Energies matching energies, frequencies syncing like songs playing in the same key. When you meet someone whose energy feels warm, it's not about words or appearances. It's about the vibration they carry. Their calm becomes your calm. Their excitement awakens yours. Their peace invites you to breathe easier. Quantum physics explains this through the concept of entanglement. Once two energies interact, they remain connected no matter the distance. But in human life, this connection feels emotional and spiritual. When you love someone deeply, you feel their energy even when they're far away. When you think about someone intensely, they often reach out or cross your mind. It's not coincidence. It's connection. Every interaction you have leaves a trace of energy behind. A conversation, a shared laugh, an argument, even a glance. They all exchange frequencies that linger. That's why some memories still feel alive. They're stored not just in your mind, but in your energetic field. When you revisit them, you reactivate the vibration. This is why healing isn't only about forgetting the past. It's about clearing the energetic imprints that no longer serve you. You can't attract new frequencies while holding on to old ones. Energy needs space to flow, and holding on to resentment, jealousy, or guilt blocks that current. You attract what you are, not what you want. That's one of the hardest truths to accept. You can wish for peace, but if your internal energy is chaotic, you'll keep finding chaos. You can dream of love, but if your heart is guarded by fear, you'll attract situations that mirror that fear. The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to vibration. It reads the silent language of your energy, and everything around you begins to echo it. That's why self-awareness is so powerful. When you become conscious of your frequency, you gain the ability to shift your entire reality. Think about how often you sense someone's energy without them saying a word. You can tell when someone is pretending to be happy. Their smile doesn't match their vibration. You can feel when someone genuinely cares, even if they're silent. The energy speaks louder than anything visible. This awareness is something every human is born with, though most forget how to trust it. The more you tune into energy, the more you realize that connection is the real language of existence. There's a reason kindness feels light. When you give without expecting, your energy expands. You align with abundance instead of lack. The energy of generosity opens channels that allow more flow into your life. Similarly, when you hold grudges or judge others harshly, your energy tightens. You block your own receiving. That's why forgiveness isn't only moral, it's energetic hygiene. It clears your frequency so you can attract what's aligned with your higher state. In this world, the most magnetic people aren't the loudest or the richest. They're the ones whose energy is clear, consistent, and real. You just feel safe around them because their vibration doesn't fluctuate with ego. Energy also explains why solitude can be healing. When you spend time alone, you stop absorbing other people's frequencies. You return to your own vibration. That's why nature feels so restoring. Its energy doesn't demand, it just flows. The trees, wind, and water operate in pure resonance. Spending time in those environments helps your own energy remember its natural rhythm. You don't have to try to heal there. It happens naturally because your energy begins to harmonize with the Earth's frequency. In everyday life, energy exchange happens everywhere. Through touch, eye contact, music, thoughts, even online. The digital world still carries energy because intention travels through everything. That's why a message written with love feels different from one written with anger. Energy doesn't need proximity. It needs direction. The moment you send it, it moves. That's also why focusing on others' happiness can elevate yours. The energy you project returns multiplied. But there's also the other side, protecting your energy. Not by building walls, but by learning to stay centered when others' frequencies waver. When you anchor yourself in peace, no chaos can truly pull you under. You can observe negativity without absorbing it. It's not coldness, it's clarity. You stop reacting and start radiating. That's the real mastery of energy. Influencing the world without letting the world distort your vibration. When people say, you attract your tribe, they're describing energetic resonance. You meet people who vibrate at the same frequency you embody. If your life feels filled with drama or confusion, it's not punishment. It's feedback. It's showing what your energy is tuned to. Change your vibration and your circle naturally shifts. That's how alignment works. You don't chase, you attract. The world is an ocean of connected frequencies. Every word, every thought, every emotion you emit becomes a ripple that touches countless others. You're constantly influencing the field even without knowing it. Imagine the power of doing it consciously. Walking through the world aware that your calm can soften tension, that your joy can light up a room, that your love can shift the atmosphere. You don't need grand gestures to make an impact. Your energy is the message. So the next time you step into a new space or meet someone new, pause and feel. Notice what your energy says before your mouth does. You are a transmitter and receiver of the universe's most powerful language. Vibration. And once you learn to speak it fluently, you'll realize that connection isn't something you find. It's something you are. Flow is a word we often hear but rarely understand. We think it means everything is easy or effortless, but real flow is deeper than that. It's alignment, a harmony between who you are, the energy you carry, and the world you inhabit. When you're in flow, your thoughts, emotions, and actions all vibrate at the same frequency. It's like stepping into a river that carries you forward, moving you in the direction the universe has always intended. You don't have to push, force, or resist. You simply move with it, and the current amplifies you. Living in flow begins with awareness of your own energy. Most of us go through life reacting unconsciously, letting outside events dictate how we feel and act. A rude comment, a missed opportunity, or a sudden change can throw us off balance. But when you understand energy, you realize that nothing outside has the power to disturb you unless your own vibration allows it. Flow is learning to maintain your inner frequency, even when the outer world fluctuates. It's not indifference. It's coherence. Your energy becomes a constant in the midst of change. The universe responds to energy, not effort. That's why so many people work tirelessly but feel stuck. They're pushing against the current rather than moving with it. Manifestation isn't about forcing reality into a shape you want. It's about tuning yourself to the frequency of what you desire. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions must align. When they do, the energy you emit begins to attract experiences, people, and opportunities that match that vibration. It's subtle, invisible, and yet undeniable. That's the magic of quantum alignment. Your life reflects the energy you hold inside. Living in flow also means embracing impermanence. Energy is always moving, never static. Moments of joy, challenges, love, and fear all pass through. When you resist, you create tension. When you accept and ride the waves, you conserve energy and amplify your vibration. Even difficult experiences carry a gift if you stay conscious. They teach you about your frequency, revealing patterns and blocks that need clearing. Flow doesn't mean life is perfect. It means your energy moves freely despite imperfection. A simple practice can anchor you in flow. Attention. Notice your thoughts, notice your emotions, notice the subtle energy around you. When you feel resistance or heaviness, breathe, recalibrate, and shift focus toward what resonates with clarity, gratitude, or love. Each shift is a tuning of your internal frequency. Over time, these small adjustments accumulate. The field around you begins to respond, and life begins to feel effortless. Opportunities arrive that feel perfectly timed. Relationships deepen. Creativity opens. You start noticing patterns in the universe, as if it's communicating directly with you through synchronicity. Flow is also about energy exchange with others. When you interact with people, aim to radiate clarity, compassion, and steadiness. Your vibration touches others in ways you may never see, creating ripple effects across the invisible network of energy connecting everyone. Conversely, be mindful of absorbing energies that drain or destabilize you. Protecting your frequency isn't selfish. It's necessary. Energy is life, and conserving it allows you to live fully and consciously. Time behaves differently when you live in alignment. Tasks seem lighter, moments linger, and creativity flows. You feel less urgency and more presence. That's because when you're vibrating in harmony with life, resistance diminishes. There's no friction between who you are and what you experience. You're moving with the current, not against it. This is why people describe being in the zone or in the flow during peak performance or deep meditation. Energy is aligned, and the field carries you forward. Living in flow also requires trust. Trust that the universe responds to your frequency. Trust that even delays, setbacks, and challenges are part of the energetic process guiding you toward growth. Trust that when your inner state is coherent, your life will reflect it. This trust allows you to stop forcing, stop controlling, and start allowing. When you allow, you step out of resistance and into alignment. Your vibration becomes magnetic. Opportunities, people, and solutions appear naturally. The more you practice living in flow, the more effortless life becomes. You start noticing that your energy shapes your reality more than any external circumstance. You understand that challenges aren't obstacles, but opportunities to adjust frequency. You learn that joy, love, peace, and purpose are not things you chase. They are states you cultivate from within. When your internal energy aligns with the universal field, everything outside harmonizes in response. And ultimately, living in flow is freedom. Freedom from fear, doubt, and struggle. Freedom to create, love, and experience fully. Freedom to be yourself without resistance from the world. Quantum physics and the energy of the universe are not abstract ideas. They are practical guides for living a conscious, vibrant, and purposeful life. The universe doesn't push back. It mirrors your vibration. The more aligned you are, the more life itself flows through you effortlessly, elegantly, and endlessly. So start today. Breathe, feel, and tune. Your energy is your bridge to reality. Align it, trust it, live in it, and you'll discover that life isn't something that happens to you. It's something that happens through you.